Hello, and you're welcome to yet another edition of your program, My Opinion on Cleveland TV. My name is Frank Khalide Mudia, and if you are joining us for the first time, Cleveland TV in Diaspora is an online platform created to bring together Africans back home and in diaspora to celebrate and appreciate their successes, achievements, businesses, and a lot more. You do well to register and sign up with us today on www.cleveland.com. Thank you. Today we'll be discussing having a very interesting discussion, and we're going to be talking on the arts of running a successful business. Many people go into one kind of business, and at the end of the day, while most people are able to find their way out and they make much profit from it, some simply cannot meet in the business. And at times, most people come up and then blame one diabolical power or the other for such misfortune in such businesses. Are there really evil powers mitigating against such businesses, or are there some wisdom, some things that somebody or someone ought to have learned before starting any particular or kind of business? These are many more what we'll be getting answers to in this edition of the program. And my guest this afternoon is no other person than a man that have done so well for himself in the hospitality industry. He has started from the scratch, and today he is one of those to be reckoned with in the industry itself. Please join me as I meet welcome Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi. You're welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Demudia. To all the viewers, I say good evening to you all.
Good to have you on board, sir. So we'll start with this. Let's get to know who Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi is.
Okay, so Pastor Toyin Alabi is an entrepreneur par excellence, a man of God, a very responsible family man, and a major player in the hospitality sector of the Nigeria economy. I was born 61 years ago, that is 61 years ago, on the precisely 10th of March 1962, at a community called Igbaja in a Felodun local government area of Kwara State. I had my early education in that community, that is Igbaja Baptist Community Primary School. I also attended Baptist Grammar School Igbaja, that is from 1975 to 1980. By 1980, when I completed my secondary school, I could not proceed to study further because of fund constraint. So I have to work for about a year or so, teaching in my former school, just to be able to raise some money. Then after 1 year of working, I enrolled for National Diploma at Federal Polytechnic, Akure, in 1981. I finished my National Diploma from Federal Polytechnic at Akure in 1983, and I worked for another 2 academic sessions trying to save some money before I proceeded for my HND in 1985, which I successfully completed in 1987. But there are a lot of interesting factors in between, because by the time I delayed my going back to school after my secondary school, and I worked for 1 year, the money I put together for my academics after first semester finished, and I didn't want to drop from school. So I decided to see what I can do to proceed with my education. And the Holy Spirit tells me, you don't need to lament, stretch forth your hand. What do you see? I say, I see 10 fingers. I say, walk with it. So where will I walk? I'm still in school, but by the help of God, I was able to approach 7 of my lecturers. Many of them are Indians and Ghanaians then, to come and be cleaning their house. So I was cleaning from one house to the other every Saturday. By 6 a.m., I will commence the cleaning process. I'll conclude by 4:30. And each of the house, they pay me 1 naira per house for cleaning. So I made 7 naira every Saturday to keep my life going. So when I get the 7 naira pay, I'll move to Oja Isika in Akure, buy Gary. Then bread I love to buy. It's called comfy bread in Akure. When I want to buy it, I'm not in a hurry. And what I do is to take time to count the number of slices, which you don't know the one that is up to 21 slices. I buy 3 slices per day, Monday, 3 slices on Tuesday, 3 slices on Wednesday.
That's
Till another
interesting.
Saturday again when I'll be going for my work. So And I did this, and I was able to complete my national diploma. And I was still the best in the class, despite the fact that the fund was a challenge. I didn't see it as a challenge. I didn't allow it to actually affect my education. I did so well. So when I finished my national diploma, I proceeded to work for 2 academic sessions by teaching in one secondary school in my state. After that, I proceeded to my HND, Higher National Diploma in Federal Polytechnic Ado-Ekiti. Now, all the money I saved for my HND program did not last one semester, and the money finished. And I said, oh, but I'm a big boy now. I can't go and be cleaning houses. But what can I do, Holy Spirit? Holy Spirit said, look around you. There are a lot of opportunities. I see opportunities again. Yes. Then I look inward. Around me and my roommates are two very wealthy homes. And I saw the way they are spending money. And I called them. I said, look, you guys, all this junk food you people are buying, I can be cooking for you guys. Say, all you need to do is to contribute money.
Wow.
And I will do the cooking. And we are going to be having nice meal, good food. And they said, Tony, you can cook. I said, yes, I can cook. Not knowing that that is the stepping stone to my fulfillment of destiny. So I agreed. They asked me to make a timetable. I made a 1 week timetable, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, till Saturday. I gave them a budget. They contributed. I went to the market, buy the materials, and I started cooking. So in the afternoon, when I cooked my first meal, and it was amala with ewedu and stew, and I served myself. Yes,
Yoruba's
so I
best.
served myself, and because the husbandman and laborer must be the first partaker, so I served myself.
Was the first
And when they
partaker.
came, I served them. So in the evening, I was warming the stew before I prepared rice and beans and stew for dinner. And the aroma from the stew was entering other rooms. So all other people were coming out. What is cooking in room 214? And 114, what is cooking here? What is cooking here? And before you know it, they say, it's Tonyo, he's the one that is handling the catering for us in our room. Oh. And before you know it, other people start bringing money. I want to be part of it. I want to be part of it. So I became sufficient on campus without looking for money. And I was feeding them, I was feeding myself. Fortunately, by the grace of God, I completed my HND and I emerged as the best student in the overall HND examinations in the school. I emerged as the best student in the Faculty of Tech. I emerged the best student in the Department of Food Science and Tech. I won Box Nigeria Limited Award. I won Ovaltine Nigeria Limited Award for being the best student in the HND2 examination. I won the Federal Government Talented Student Award. I won Ederson Nigeria Limited Award. I won all the awards available in the department. The best student in HND2 examination. Then, after that, I proceeded to Anambra for my National Youth Service. That was in 1987. And as God will have it, I was posted to a catering school to do my NYC. So in the catering school, I was teaching basic catering science, and I was also learning other art of cooking from the practical I was supervising. So before August, when my youth service would have been completed, I already had a job in a very small restaurant to manage a small restaurant in Nnewi, Anambra State, number 18 Emekot Road. It is called Nirvana Restaurant. It's just the size of a very mini sitting room. So, and that's where I started my career as a restaurant manager. I did that till 1991 when I moved to Enugu to manage a bigger restaurant called Panach Chinese Restaurant. From there, in 1991, I moved to Genesis Restaurant to open Genesis in 1991. Opened the Genesis Port Harcourt in 1994. Today, Genesis is the largest indigenous catering company in Nigeria today. I was the pioneer restaurant manager, and I rose to the position of general manager before I resigned voluntarily in 1997. And briefly, I worked for a company for another 2 years, Allied Trust and System. By year 2000, I set up the Promise Fast Food Integrated Catering Company Limited, owner of the brand name The Promise, with 2,000 naira in year 2000. And today, see what the Lord has done.
That's an interesting story, sir. You know, we've talked, I've had this kind of series of interview with you before. We've not really had time to like elaborate on where you are coming from and then where you are now. And I'm quite surprised that you were even part of the Genesis restaurant. I never knew you were part of
I
that
started
that
it in
success.
1991 with Ichie Nneto Razulike, 1991. Opened the one in Port Harcourt, October 1994.
Wow. That's a huge one, sir. Actually give you opportunity to say everything or all that needs to be done to be said about where you are coming from, because you discover that today's youth or people that wants to go into business today, we are expecting to climb a ladder from the top. Okay, we don't really believe that starting small and growing big will make any success in one's life. I think with your story now, there is somebody out there that will understand the process. That life is a process. You have to grow from somewhere to somewhere. You don't just jump at the middle of wealth or waiting for somebody to give you a large amount of money to start something with. Thank you so much, Pastor Alabi, for that. Now, we are going to go to the promise proper.
Okay.
Promise proper. I've heard one or two things about how the promise started. I don't really know if they are truth or not, but we would like to hear from the horse's mouth. Tell us the story, let's say the story behind the glory of the promised fast foods.
You are right, David. Actually, after working for 40 years building other businesses, in year 2000, I said, darling, it's time we go into catering and start our own business. And I was like, how are we going to do that? Which money are we going to use? And the Holy Spirit said, start with what you have. What we had home and abroad, I approached my wife. I said, this is all we have. And the woman said, fantastic. Let's start from there. Now, the promise started at the back of our house, close 8 house, 7 Elica housing estate.
All right. So how much was the money that Madam
Starting
brought to?
capital,
Okay, how much were you able to raise when
starting
you were
capital for
starting
the
it?
promise in year 2000 was 2,000 naira. That is the whole money we had
Wow.
as a family of 6. And we started at the back of our house, close 8 house, 7 Elica housing estate, under the mango tree. So my wife was the executive chef. My first 2 sons are the kitchen assistant. The last 2 sons are the kitchen helpers. While I am the manager, the marketer, the accountant, the administrator, the
And then
proprietor,
with the
everything.
experience you've garnered, it came in handy.
Yes, it came in handy. So what we do?
Yeah.
What did I do? I started going around to people. I do catering. You people know me. You know my experience. You know how far I've gone. But nobody will believe you in Nigeria. What they want to see is what you can do, not what you tell them that you can do. So I told my wife, I said, look, God has given us this vision. If a vision is not working, you don't need to abandon the vision. You don't need to be cross with the Lord who gave you the vision. All you need to do is to change the approach. If something is not working, don't jettison it. Change your approach. When there is wisdom deficiency, the problem persists. The day the wisdom comes on how best to do things better, then you see that you are moving forward and you're having breakthrough. So I told my wife, I said, look, there's a gap in the banking industry. It was the era of no internet, no nothing. When you go to bank in the morning to go and cash a check, you may not return till afternoon. You spend your whole day in the bank. So I told her that because of the crowd in the bank and the slow process it takes to confirm a check coming from outside, many of the cashiers cannot stand up and to go and eat. So I started approaching them. I said, since you are in the cage and you cannot stand up because of the overwhelming number of customers, can I be giving you a pack of food so that you are serving customers, you can be
That's
eating in the
wisdom.
cage? And they said, oh, that is fantastic. So I approached about 5, 6, 7, 8 banks along Aba Road and in Transamadi, and everybody signed in. So every morning, the 2,000 naira, my wife used it to go and buy some food items. And we do food packs. So when I get to your bank, I already know that we don't have multiple men. We just have one straight course. Either you take rice
Wow.
or you take gari. No varieties then. So, and it's 100 naira per pack. So when I get to your bank, I make the delivery, let my cash, I go to another bank. There is no credit, no room for credit. You pay cash on delivery. So I collect the money, and at the end of the day, I put them together, return it back to madam, who will go again to the market to use. No, maybe then this money will grow maybe from 2,000 to 2,500 to 3,000 like that. Now, one interesting thing is that
Wow.
whatever we have left is what the family eats. Whatever is left as we reserve from what we serve is what we eat. And we continue like that. And the banks keep increasing. The number of people also keep increasing. And suddenly, because grace is on top of what we are doing, God is with us. Some of the bankers we are serving, we say, okay, Toyin, come and cook for 50 people. We are packing to our new house. Some people say it's our baby dedication,
Wow.
come and cook for 100 people. Some people say, oh, it's our wedding. We are inviting some group of people, maybe about 150, come and cook for us. And that is how we started cooking from one place to the other. Large audience, large audience, large
Wow.
audience. And once we get there, after the service, because we are affordable and the food is good from the beginning, this person will tell this person, this person will tell this person, this person will tell this person. And that
Even till now, the food is still very
is still
good.
very good. So by the grace of God, there was no phone that time. We used pager. So there is a pager we tied to our waist that time. So we always get a text message, come to so place, there is an order. Come to so place, we want to talk to you about event that is coming. So I keep going up, going down, going up, going down. And one day we had a breakthrough with Transocean Circle Forest. They called me from there and they said, one of our ship is coming to Niskoya to dry dock. Can you provide us with caravans where the staff can sit and eat? A container of that contain kitchen materials, a generator to power this caravan and the kitchen, chairs and table and all this. Everything they were asking me, I said, I can, I can, I can. As of the day I was saying I can, home and abroad, I don't have 1,000 naira. But I know I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. So what I did was,
Exactly. That is faith in
yes.
it.
So the man said, okay, give us a quotation for all these items, all these facility we have asked for. So I went downstairs, took my bag. Now, that time, there was no office. My office is in one green army color briefcase. You find a barrel, you have a pad, you have letter headed, you have envelope, you have stamp, you have everything is called a mobile office. So I just went down
Wow.
and did the quotations for the facility. Container for cooking, freezers, televisions, fridges, expeller fan, everything to make it up. And when I presented the quotations to the man, he took one look at it and said, when can you deliver this? I said, when do you want it? Now, I didn't know they are taking quotes from two other major catering companies. And those people, their quotation is like 50 times more than what I quoted. So they didn't
Wow.
bother to price. They said, okay, when can you deliver this? I said, when do you want it? They said, we want it like yesterday. I said, okay, if you want it like yesterday, then give me a mobilization of 70%. They said, no, 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 no. This is a multinational company. We don't do that. You go and deliver the job. Then when you finish, you submit your invoice. 45 days, we process your payment. I said, this is a multinational company. I said, okay, my company is also a multidimensional company. Now I'm going to approach my bank, and I know in the next 2-3 weeks, they will give me facility to do this. They said, no, we don't have the time. We don't have the time. We don't have 2 weeks. We don't even have 1 week. You need to deliver this. I said, okay, if you don't have the time, bring the money. Because as of that time, nobody knows us in the bank. Oh, I don't have an account. Nobody knows me in the bank. Nobody even. So they said, okay, accountant, come, go and raise a check for we will not give him 75%. Give him 60% of this amount. So they took a look, and the accountant came back with the check. He said, what name do I write in this check?
Which was
And I said, write my name, of course. The manager said, no, write his company name. I said, remember, it takes 5 days for a check to clear, and we don't have the time. Write the check in my name. So they wrote the check in
that's
my name.
wisdom.
And, God said, I will give you a mouth and a wisdom that none of the adversary will be able to gainsay and resist. So everything I told them,
Exactly.
because it has wisdom in it, that if we write this check in this company name, 5 days for clearing, we don't have.
It will
So
not
they
be
gave the
cleansed.
check in my name. The check was a Citibank check. So I took this check to Citibank Garrison. And when I got to Garrison, the way I appear in the bank, I don't look like somebody that will have that kind of amount, that kind of check. So they thought the check fell into the wrong hand. So they carefully and politely invited me to a private room. And they asked me, sir, can we offer you tea or coffee with biscuit? I said, everything you have, bring it. So they wanted to go and do a due diligence to be sure that the check did not fall to a wrong hand. So they took me to a room, gave me tea, gave me biscuit. Before they came back, I finished all the tea, I finished all the biscuit. That's where I had my breakfast that day. And before you know it, they came back and apologized for delaying me and for keeping me, that my money is ready. Would they bring it here or do I come to the
Wow.
counter so that they can run it for me? I said, don't run anything, just bring the money here the way it is. So they brought the money to the private room and I left the bank. Deliver on the facilities, and it's supposed to be a 1 month lease, but it lasted for about 3-4 months. So by the time the project would complete, instead of making like about 100,000 as profit, I made like about 300, 400,000. So as of that day,
Wow.
I didn't have furniture in my house. My children, there is no furniture in the parlor. There is no bed for my children to sleep. There is no bed. There is only one bed in my room for me and my wife, Nelikaya. Usually somebody will say, I've made money. Let me go and use it to put things in order in my house. I didn't do that. I now look for the office, our first outlet in Agri Road. I used that money to pay for the rent. And immediately after paying for the rent, we start the process of building it up gradually, gradually, gradually. Now, that is a long story, which you may not be able to take. How we transited from just paying the rent onto opening that outlet on the 27th of July 2002. From 2001, we lost about 14 months of rent, but there are a lot of things that happen which we don't have time for today.
No, sir, I will give you time to give us that story because we're actually discussing the art of running a
Okay, so
successful business. And your story, yeah, and your story is sure to motivate someone. You understand? It's sure to motivate someone because most of us actually we are waiting for to just hit it, to hit it big, or to have one family member, rich family member, coming to give us all the wealth that we need to start a business. Most people of us do not really have that spirit of persistency and being consistent. It is not there. We will continue with that story when we come back after this short break. Please just take a seat, sir, and we'll continue with it when we come back. Please, audience, don't go away. We'll be back shortly.
Introducing Clevenard More Food. Clevenard More Food is an African-based startup and fastest-growing food delivery player in Africa. At Clevenard More Food, we find solutions that redefine the food ordering and delivery space every single day. Order food from your favorite restaurants near you. Our aim is to transform the way people acquire what they eat and make food shopping easy for the general public. Help change the way people order food online and create a better and faster way to get it delivered to your doorstep. We invite every restaurant to sign up your restaurants to Clevenard More Food to enable you reach out to a larger customer base and increase your brand visibility. Download the best food delivery app now. Order from your favorite restaurants and track on the go. Download in 3 steps. App 1, Clevenard More Food, is for customers who want to order food for delivery from our app. App 2 is for Clevenard store owner. This is for restaurants who want to register their menu onto the Clevenard More Food. App 3 for Clevenard delivery staff. This app is for our delivery partners. You know what? We are always looking for pickup and delivery partners who take exceptional pride in being a hunger savior. We find solutions that redefine the food ordering and delivery space every single day. Sign up now, buy, and we deliver to your doorstep promptly. Clevenard More Food. More sales, less stress. Contact telephone +34 631 279811. Info at clevenard.com or clevenard2011@gmail.com, www.clevenard.net, or www.clevenard.com.
Okay. All right, you're welcome back, and we are still on the program. We're still discussing the art of running a successful business with Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi of the Promise Fast Food Nigeria. But before we went to the short break, he was giving us an analysis of the story behind it, the glory of the Promise Fast Food, and then we stopped at July 27th. All right, now what happens after July 27th? We'll take up
before
the story
July
from
27, that is what you should ask, because it's a critical part of the success
there. Is
story.
it okay? Okay, before July 27th.
Because when I paid the rent
Okay.
for number 30 Agri Road, which is our first outlet, now,
okay,
we didn't have money to start putting the facility in place, AC, kitchen, items, and everything. So one day, our competitors then, they came and said, we learned that this young man here is trying to open a fast food outlet and he's struggling with it. Want to buy it off him. I was not in the office that day. They met my security man. Can you tell him that we are interested in taking over this thing from him? So the man said, okay, my guy is not around. When he comes back, I will tell him. He said, we are ready to offer him 3.5 million. Now, the total money I've invested in that place was just about 1 million as of that time. They said they will offer me 3.5 million to give up the place to them. So when my security man told me that this is what they said, actually they are from Mr. Biggs. And they said they will offer me 3.5 million to give up that place for them. I told my security, boldness, I said, tell them to name the price for their 4 outlets in Port Harcourt. Then they had Port Harcourt 1, Azikwe Road, Port Harcourt 2, Transamadi, Port Harcourt 3, Sharegate, Port Harcourt 4, Rumola. They had 4 of those outlets then. I said they should put a price on them. I will pay cash for it. 3.5 million cannot buy my vision. 3.5 billion cannot buy my vision. 3.5 trillion cannot buy my vision. Put a price on your 4 outlets. I will pay cash for it. My security man was looking at me with amazement. Now hear this. The same day that proposition came, I got home around 12:30 in the afternoon, and I met my children, 4 boys, 4 of my children, the 4 that God gave to me. They were driven out of school for a 20,000 naira school fees. And when I saw them at home, they had my car coming in, they all jump out the way they normally do. Oh, daddy is back, daddy. And I told them, boys, what are you guys doing at home? You are supposed to be in school. They said, daddy, they said you have not paid our school fees. Have you paid? I said, but you are not supposed to be driven away from school. They say, have you paid? I said, don't worry. Tomorrow we are all going back to school. So when the day break, they all dress up. And they were ready to go to school. But my second son, who is more careful and more detailed, came and said, daddy, wake up. You promised yesterday that we were going to go to school today because I don't want to be embarrassed. The only reason why we go back to school today is because you are either following us or you are showing me evidence of payments.
Second bonds are like that.
So when I said, okay, let's go together. Fortunately, we got to the gate of the school and the proprietor was there with the teachers, and immediately he saw me. He said, Mr. Alabi, what are you doing here? I said, my children were driven away from school yesterday. He said, no, now, your children are not supposed to be driven out. Your children are not part of the people that, and I just wink at them. I said, I told you, you are not part of the children to be driven away. Please understand me. Now, where I'm going is this. Never you break down at the point of your breakthrough. When it seems that God is about to perfect what concerns a man, there will be a lot of obstacles. Now, if I've given in because of the need of the moment, that I need 20,000 to solve an immediate problem, and I jettison a vision of a lifetime, there will be no promise today. I would have collected the 3.5 million. I would have paid the school fees. but what will I use to pay them to where they are today in life?
Yes,
Men
sir.
and brethren, I will advise, never you break down at the point of your breakthrough. When things seems to be getting tougher and tougher, keep going. You are almost at the point of breaking through. So possibility mentality is the master key to doing the impossible. That everything is possible. Use your obstacle as a stepping stone to your next level. That is the rule of the game. So immediately I crossed that hurdle. And one thing is this: God never trusted wealth in the hand of any man that is not tried, that is not tested, and that is not approved. God will test your faith in him. He will test your faith in the vision, and he will test your faith in yourself. You must never betray this. You must never betray this. God will never trust a wealth in the hand of a man he has not tested, he has not tried, and he has not approved. So when you pass that test, then you are ready to go with him. And there is no limit to which he can go with you as long as you remain working with him. So immediately that incident happened, those guys came back the next day and they met my security man again. They said, "What did your guy say? I'm sure he's ready to take the 3.5 million. The security man tell me and say, my guy said, make I tell you now, make you not name the 4 outlet where you not get for Port Harcourt. You won't pay cash for it." Then they laugh us to scorn and they left. Few days later, we had another breakthrough. A bank came and said, "This is the kind of business we want to support. How much do you need to start?" I said, I needed just 1.5 million for kickstart this. But they said, "We can't see anything in place." I said, "You may not see it, but as far as this place is concerned, everything is ready." Now, this is vision. That is vision. What others are not seeing, you are already seeing it.
You are saying.
So I was not seeing the physical, I was seeing the vision for the future of the business. I said, everything is in place. I can see the customer rushing in already. And they said, "Okay, so it's 1.5 you need. If we give you 1.5 million, how long will it take for this place to be open?" I said, "Give me 30 days. We'll do the dedication of this place." Nobody believed it. So the next day, they asked me to come to the bank. They gave me a form to fill. I filled the form. And they said, "How much do you want to draw?" I thought twice. I said, "Okay, let me draw 75% of this money. Even if the bank wants to change his mind, 75% will take me to somewhere."
At least you would have gotten that.
So I signed for 75% of 1.5 million. And I gave part of the money to my wife. She went to Onitsha and bought some fairly used freezers, bought some fairly used chillers. I went to Enugu to go and pay for the chairs, the wrought iron chair, which was in vogue then. Wrought iron table was in vogue then. I paid, they brought it. Went to Sunny Eze, pay for AC. And one of my friend who won a generator in his office and sold it to me for 600,000 on trust. Say, "Okay, I can carry the generator," which was the first generator of the business. Very old generator, but I took it because I don't have an alternative. And that was how until 27th of July 2002, the first outlet of the Promise was opened with 13 staff. With 13 staff, my wife and 12 others. And from that humble beginning in 2002, by 3-4 months, I pay back the bank. The bank was now saying, "No, you are not supposed to pay us back. We have structured the loan for 1 year." I said, "Which loan?" 1.5 million. Wow. "No, take your money. I don't want to owe you for 1 year." So after paying them back, they were very excited. They said, "Okay, which outlet do you want to do next?" I said, "It's Rumokuta." So February 2003, they gave me 6 million to do Rumokuta. By April 2005, they gave me 9 million to do Transamadi. By 2006, they gave me 12 million to do Obigbo. So as they are doing it before the time, I pay them back. Today, the Promise as a business that started with a turnover of 90,000 per annum at the beginning is among the companies that are doing turnover in billions today. We have joined the creme de la creme fast food companies quick service restaurants in Nigeria. We also provide catering services for all the major oil companies in Nigeria, the Shell of this world, the Schlumberger of this world, the Baker Hughes of this world, the Ajip of this world. They are our prime customers. Today, the promise story is the story of from grass to glory. And I give God all the glory for this immense support from heaven to be among the beautiful QSR service provider in Nigeria today. Thank you, Demudia.
Exactly, sir. Is actually from grass to grace, and seriously, I have learned one or two things from your story so far, and I know it's going to help me in the nearest future, certainly. Thank you so much, Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi. I still want to come in here. The story you just narrated is actually of a man that has a vision, a man that knows what he is going, where he is going, a man that knows that you don't eat your tomorrow today. Now, most of our youth today do not have that mentality. They do not have that understanding. Okay, now there are just so many people out there that do not even know where they are going. They don't even know where they are now. Talk less of where they are going. Now, developing a vision mindset, developing that attitude or that attribute of somebody having a vision. What is the place of it? What is the place of vision in somebody's life? And how do one develop it?
Now, vision is paramount to a tomorrow that must be glorious. If you want to have a glorious tomorrow, it starts with a vision. Now, hear this. A future you cannot picture, you cannot future in it. A future that you cannot picture, you cannot future in it. So you must see it first. You must see the future. Now, let me cite an example. In 1974, I came down from a train from Kwara State, and I was at Ido Park in Lagos. And I saw a big billboard when I stepped out of the train station. And it said, there are only two cars in the world, Mercedes-Benz and others. And I look up and I said, it is the Mercedes-Benz I will ride. Now, that is a focus on the car I wanted to ride. As of that time, I don't have a bicycle. But the vision is to ride a Mercedes-Benz because the advert resonates with me. So I begin to nurture a future that, okay, if you must ride a Mercedes-Benz, then you need to work hard for it. It doesn't drop from the sky. It requires hard work. It requires tenacity. It requires commitment. It requires a lot of things will go into you before you can make it to buy it. Now, where I'm going with this,
Exactly.
the foundation for glory in life is vision. Every other thing rests on it. It is the vision you have that will inspire passion in you. And it is passion that drives the vehicle of your success to your glorious destination. So if there is no vision, there is no passion. You are not pursuing after anything. You wake up in the morning and just be like a daika and sleep. People that are laid by are people that cannot see glory in their tomorrow. If you see many people that are laid by, they are people that cannot see glory in their tomorrow. For somebody that can see glory in their tomorrow, they don't lay by, they don't sleep, they don't rest because they have a tomorrow they are pursuing after, and until they get there, they don't rest. So if you have a vision, you already have 50% of what will take you to the land of glory. Then you can now employ what we call the principle of success, and there are 14 of them. There are 14 principles of success that make for success in life. Now, I don't know if we have the time, we can talk about them, maybe just briefly, or I can just roll them out.
Yeah, maybe you should just summarize
now, the
them.
point is this, but you don't launch out until you discover your purpose in life. Why are you on this planet Earth? What did God created you to do? Which vacuum did God saw before you are created? That is the foundation. That is how to start life. You don't do this today and leave it. You don't do that today and leave it. You You are not created to do everything. You are designed to do just one thing. And until you find that one thing, you don't launch out. Every man that is great today is doing just one thing. If you look at Cristiano Ronaldo, he's doing one thing, football. If you look at Messi, he's not selling cars. Messi will not finish from the football field and go and be selling houses. No, it's just football.
Exactly.
So there is one thing you are designed to do in life, and that is the place of your glory and greatness. So what you do, you discover it. When you discover your purpose, you recover your destiny, and you can move forward in life. So first thing is to discover purpose. Then you are applying the principle of success, living out the place of purpose in their plan. It won't work. First thing is purpose discovery. Then when you apply the principle of success on the area which God created you to be, no man become great outside the place of his purpose. No, it won't happen. You can have success, but you can't be great. And you can have success, you won't be fulfilled. You can only be great. You can only be fulfilled in the place of your purpose. And hear this, every man that is in the place of purpose doesn't struggle. He doesn't struggle. Romans chapter 8 verse 28 always play out. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and to them that are in the plan and purpose for their life. So things will work together for you. You are not the one doing it. The angels are doing it. The supernatural are doing it. The naturals are doing it. You just got that you are just floating and you are just smiling. Running the business of the promise in the last 22 years, no stress of any kind. My blood pressure is like a 12-year-old boy, 70 over 110, no single pressure. Because
no wonder you're always smiling.
It's not me that is doing it, it's God that is doing it. All things work together for good to them that love God and to them that is plan and purpose for their life.
According to his purpose,
exactly. Backbone of the scripture. So I don't do anything. I'm only committed to follow the principle of success. Well, number one thing is diligence, which is hard work. For you to be free from hard life, then you must go for hard work. If you must be free from hard life, then go for hard work. For hard work is the remedy for hard life. Number two, integrity. Integrity is there are two factors that make for success. Number one is integrity. Number two is integrity. Integrity will bring you up. Integrity will keep you up. So you must be a man of integrity. If you are doing business and you lack integrity, you won't go far because integrity is the insurance of business. Number three, wise planning. You need to be able to plan. Those who fail to plan, they have already planned to fail. So wise planning is key in the area of advancing to greatness in business and in life. Number four, relationship. Now, show me your friend. I will tell you the type of person you are. If you must go far in life, go with those that are going somewhere. If you get to the motor park today, the motor park is filled with people, different kind of people, but only very few are traveling. Be in the company of those that are going somewhere, not the people milling around the park. So you must keep wise relationship. Every relationship you must keep must be adding value to your vision and must be moving you forward. If your friends are not adding value, you don't need them. Friendship is not by force. Friendship is by choice. You make a choice of friends that will add value to your vision. Number five, discipline. Discipline is the soul of an army. There are 5 ways by which you need to discipline yourself. You need to discipline your appetite. Many people will make the money, they eat all. When you ask somebody, where are you building your 2-bedroom flat? He will be rubbing his stomach like this because pepper soup, all the money for the 2-bedroom flat is inside here.
It's
inside his stomach. Every evening, he will take friends out, buy beer for them, buy pepper soup for them, buy everything for them. Everything is like, every day is like Christmas. No, you must discipline your appetite if you must be able to build your tomorrow. You must discipline your thought. What are you thinking? Your thinking must be positive. Never tell them, never join them to say Nigeria is hard. There's no money in Nigeria. Things are bad. No, you won't go far with that kind of thought. If they are saying Nigeria is bad, say I will make it in Nigeria. No matter how the situation is, I will make it in Nigeria. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So think positive always. No matter the situation, even when the situation is contrary, you are speaking positive. Then you must be disciplined in your sleep. Many people sleep too much. People that are going somewhere, they don't sleep. You take advantage of the night season for you to be able to possess the day. Spiritually, you capture your day in the night. So you discipline in sleeping. Number 4, you discipline yourself in the area of time. Nigerians don't know how to make use of time. They waste time. They spend time. You don't spend time. You invest time. Do things that will add value to what you are doing on daily basis. Keep improving yourself on daily basis. Don't waste time. Invest time. Invest time in yourself. Invest time in the business. Invest time in learning. Invest time in self-development. Invest time in building capacity. Invest time in making the business to grow. Use the 60-40-10 principle. We won't go there today. Now,
yeah, that was supposed to be my next question. You just entered it, so I'll let you continue. That is the place of mentorship, training, and then getting knowledge. You've already entered it, so I'll need to continue with that.
Now, get part of the principles of success is information. You must continue to improve yourself in learning. If you want to earn more, then you go and learn more. If you must earn more, then you must learn more. So every opportunity you have to go for conferences, to go for seminars, to go for trade fairs, avail yourself of them. Keep improving yourself and be up to date with information in the area of your careers or business. Then make God number one. Whatever you do, let God be number one. Don't let him be the last. Make him the number one. And also, be an addicted covenant practitioner. You must give to God what belongs to God as from your business, and give to yourself and people working with you. Pay your staff, pay yourself, and pay God his own due. Because when you give God his due, he gives you what is due to you among your sector in the business where you are operating. So these are some of the principles that I've used. Then faith, which we call possibility mentality. You must have faith in God. You must have faith in the business. You must have faith in the vision. Many people do not have faith in what they do. That is why when they wake up in the morning, they are dragging their feet to go to the place of their business.
Yeah, many people do not even have faith in themselves. I think that's, yeah, exactly.
You must have faith in yourself, and you must have faith in business. It must be, if I die, I die. If I sink, I sink. This business must survive. And you do everything humanly possible to push it to survive.
And it works. Well, that's a good one. Thank you so much, Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi. We are going to take another short break here, and when we'll come back, we'll be discussing franchising businesses. Is it profitable?
Introducing Cleave More Food. Cleave More Food is an African-based startup and fastest growing food delivery player in Africa. At Cleave More Food, we find solutions that redefine the food ordering and delivery space every single day. Order food from your favorite restaurants near you. Our aim is to transform the way people acquire what they eat and make food shopping easy for the general public. help change the way people order food online, and create a better and faster way to get it delivered to your doorstep. We invite every restaurant to sign up your restaurants to Clevenard More Food to enable you reach out to a larger customer base and increase your brand visibility. Download the best food delivery app now. Order from your favorite restaurants and track on the go. Download in 3 steps. App 1, Clevenard More Food, is for customers who want to order food for delivery from our app. App 2 is for Clevenard store owner. This is for restaurants who want to register their menu onto the Clevenard More Food. App 3 for Clevenard delivery staff. This app is for our delivery partners. You know what? We are always looking for pickup and delivery partners who take exceptional pride in being a hunger savior. We find solutions that redefine the food ordering and delivery space every single day. Sign up now, buy, and we deliver to your doorstep promptly. Clevenard More Food. More sales, less stress. Contact telephone +34 631 279811. info@clevenard.com or clevenard2011@gmail.com. www.clevenard.net or www.clevenard.com. Introducing Clevenard More Food. Clevenard More Food is an African-based startup and fastest-growing food delivery player in.
All right, you're welcome back. We are still on the program, My Opinion on Cleveland TV in Diaspora. If you are here to sign up on the platform, I want to encourage you to do that right away. You have opportunity to do so many things with us. You get to see your businesses, networking, and there's so much more on the platform. Please don't forget to sign up on www.clevenard.com. On today's edition of the program, we are still talking with Mr. Oluwatoyin, or Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi, rather. He is the president and CEO of the Promised Fast Food in Nigeria, and they will be able to establish so many things one needs to do in running a successful business. Like I said earlier, I made mention of the fact that most people are of the opinion that they are being tagged down or dragged back because of one and diabolical pal or the other. When what or all they just needed to do or needs to have done is to gain one kind of wisdom or knowledge from one part or the other. Now, you heard Pastor Toyin Alabi himself, and he has mentioned those that they have listed the factors that one needs to consider in running a successful business. One of which is the fact that you must be someone that has a vision, having the ability to know what you want to become in future and why you are going into the business in the first place. So we'll continue with our guest for today, Pastor Toyin Alabi. Now, before we went to the short breaks, you analyze the factors that one needs to, the attributes of a man that wants to go into business, and that was nice. Now, let's come back to franchising a particular business. I know one time your company, you had to go into franchise. Promise did that, right? You franchise some branches of the Promise.
Yes, we started franchising in 2006. And by 2009,
so now, at what point? Okay, so how has it been franchising your business? How has it been? Has it brought development? Has it brought more positive impact to the business?
Oh yes, it's been a wonderful experience. Before I went into franchising, I took time to study why Tantalizer franchising model failed. I took time to study why Mr. Big's franchising model failed. Then I said I won't go that route. Then I applied to International Franchise Association in the United States to be a member, and I became a member. And I started attending franchising business seminar series in different states in the US. So I developed capacity that I was able to produce my franchise brochure and everything. And I had a foolproof model ready to test in the Nigerian market. And the first place of call is to test it with River State Sustainable Development Agency. Now, what did those agencies did? They took 7 entrepreneurs from different local governments in River State and trained them on the art of entrepreneurship. By the time they finish with them, they don't know what to do with them. Then I brought the franchising model and said, look, these 7 people in each of these local governments can actually be a business owner. They work in the business, they learn through the ropes, they grow the business, and when we settle them, they can also set up the business. And that was how they affected it. The first franchise outlet was launched 24th of December 2009 in Omok, Onega. We opened the second one in Auda. We opened the third in Elele. We opened the 4th in Bori. We opened the 5th in Eleme. We opened the 6th in Okrika. We are supposed to go higher than that before the current governor of River State took over and River State Sustainable Development Agency was disbanded. We are supposed to cover all the local governments in River State. And you can't believe it, that our arrival in those localities opened up the economy of the community, opened up a new life for the community. We boosted the local economy. We improved standard of living. We ensured that the community took a new look. Then other fast food too started coming up because we are the pioneer in that area. Today, Business Day published in their publication some years back in 2013 that those franchising business, between the 3 of them, between the 5 of them then, were able to raise and generate 1.5 billion naira as turnover for a year. So what I'm saying in essence is that franchising as a model of growing business is a very veritable avenue to use to grow your brand. The promise I've used it, not only as we sold to RSSDA, we have sold to individuals and they have profited exceedingly from that business. The promise is a strong brand in the market, respected and trusted, and it has actually attracted a lot of inquiries and patronage from people that wants to buy the brand. So we are still selling and we'll keep selling.
It's all right. Now let's look at government policy, how it affects your. Let's take an example of your kind of business now. How does government policies affect your business?
To be very honest with you, right from the beginning of this business, God told me that there's no policy of man that can affect the promise. So when they ban Okada, the people were worried. How will people get to your outlet? But after the ban, we had an upsurge in patronage. Oh, when they said the COVID period, people cannot go out. That was the time the promise made more money than ever during the COVID period. When they said it's a cashless economy, that is when we have more funds aggregated to us. So there is no policy of government that has had any negative effect on the promise, except the double taxation. Multiple taxation of business. You are paying this to this local government, you are paying the same thing to the state, you are paying the same thing to the federal. Take the issue of consumption tax and VAT. Federal government is collecting VAT 7.5%. River State government is collecting consumption tax 4%. Now 11.5% taken away from your bottom line every month. And you are not posing profit of 25% of what you are doing. And somebody is taking 11.5% out of it. What are you left with? So it is some of this statutory government policy that is bringing down that makes businesses in Nigeria to struggle. Now, when you also juxtapose it with the cost of energy, electricity tariff went so high, diesel cost went so high, up, the same thing with fuel. Some of these things are unavoidable and we are groaning under them. But even in all these circumstances, we are still surviving and we are still doing well. To God alone be all the glory.
Thank you so much, Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi, for this great insight. And viewers, I'll encourage you, if you are out there, once this video is out, please, you need to get this video and you need to listen to what our guest for today had just outlined. It will do you a whole lot of good. So I'll come back to you, and this is going to be my last question for today. I remember 5 years ago, we had an interview like this. I asked a very simple question. And I said, if you were given Nigeria to govern for just one day, what will be that thing that you will do? But my question is going to go like this. And it says, if given a chance as political leadership, what will be your strategy to make things work? Let's cite Nigeria as an example.
Nigeria is the easiest country in the world to govern. You know why? Nigerians are hardworking set of people. If you have visited I've visited most of African countries. They are not, the drive is not there. They are lackadaisical. Every Nigeria wants to be something. That drive for success is enough. Exactly. So what you do, create an environment for everybody to thrive. Stop stealing their commonwealth. Use it to develop and create an environment. Then leave them to, don't build school. Nigeria will build enough schools. Don't build house. Government doesn't have any need to build house. Nigeria will build the best of houses. Don't build hospitals. They will build both the low hospital, the medium level. Just create enough environment for them to try. Relax the taxes. Make electricity available. Make road network beautiful. Then see Nigerians doing their things their own way. You will discover. Now, it will shock you that the Nigerian economy is running on 65% support from the informal sector. That is why every time there's a World Bank projection or IMF projection that Nigerian economy will shrink by 2%. By the end of the year, it will grow by 3%. Then what is happening? They could not understand Nigeria because the people working in the informal sector are stronger, better equipped than the people that are working in the formal sector like bank, telecoms, and others. They are just a infinitesimal, maybe like 30% of what constitutes the GDP in Nigeria. If I am made the president of Nigeria, the first thing I'll do is to ensure that Nigeria have opportunity to express themselves. You are arresting Yahoo boys. You are caging them. You are jailing them. No! Organize conference for Yahoo boys. How do we better our technology? Bring their brain. Tap their brain to block hackers. How these things are done. You don't need to send them to jail, sir. Create an academy for development of technology in Nigeria. Let them begin to apply that technology to go to the moon. Let them begin to apply the technology to go to debar people from breaking into bank. Sending them to jail. You are not helping them. Then what about all those technological innovations that small boys are doing? Where is our technology academy where we are grooming them? People are just concerned with stealing from the center, from the state. They are not bothered about human capacity development. Nigeria human capacity is the most fertile, the most active in the whole world today. Having a youth population of over 65%, that is not a joke. No countries in the world have that, not even America. So we have a strength we are not using. We have power we are not deploying. Everybody is sitting on oil. At the end of the month, you see state governors that cannot think outside the box. They go and send the attorney general, go and sit in Abuja and bring the check back for me. Everyone is sitting on gold in their state. No one is looking downward. They are all facing Abuja. Unfortunately, that will stop in my administration. Every state will be an Eldorado of salt in Nigeria. They will be an envy of one another, that you don't need to come to Abuja to make your state a wealthy state. Nigeria never have any problem with poverty. We can never be poor if I become the president and commander-in-chief of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much.
I hope when we pick you one day to become the president of Nigeria, you will not turn down the offer.
You know, people say, why did you not go for it? I said, no, David he never contested. They called him from where he was to come and be their king because they know. Joseph never contested. He had what they need and they gave it to him. Nigeria will come and stop me because I have what they need. Thank you.
Wow, that's a great one, Pastor. And let just give let's leave us with leave the youth of this nation, of this generation with just one last word. For those that believe that everything is just prayer. No. For people that spend their entire day inside the church praying for God to perform a miracle. And then for those that are waiting for an uncle to die so that there could be an inheritance for them to start something. Please just leave a word of advice.
Now, let me tell you, There is a place for prayer. There is a place for hard work. After service on Sunday, by Monday, 7 a.m., you don't have any other business in church. Go all out there and make your destiny count. What are you still doing hanging around church on the Monday morning? For what? For what? Monday, then by midweek, you can come for your midweek service for 1 hour. By Thursday, Friday again, you're already there making destiny count. There is a place for prayer, which is spirituality, which is key. And there's a place for fulfillment of destiny. Go all out, all my youth. Go all out there. Lay your hand on anything. Just lay your hand on anything to do. Heaven will prosper it. Because that's what God said. Whatsoever your hand found to do, do it with all your strength, with all your mind. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 8, I will command my blessing upon the work of your hand. Don't do something. You can be selling firewood. You can be selling pure water. We have many pure water sellers that have built houses. We have many firewood sellers that have bought cars. Just be doing something. Exactly. Nigeria is full of opportunities. Look for one around you and take advantage of it. Then before you know it, they're already singing your name the same way they are singing the name of Dangote today. It shall be well with all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Pastor Oluwatoyin Alabi. Thank you for being a guest today, and we've actually fed from your wealth of experience. So thank you so much once again for honoring and invite. And then again, viewers, this is where we draw the curtain for today. The Bible says that wisdom is profitable to direct, and the multitude of counsel, there is safety. Ask questions. Look for mentors. Ask for questions from those that have gotten far ahead of you in life. Don't depend on what you just know alone. So till next week, when we come your way again with another exciting and interesting guest on this program, I remain Frank Kalide saying bye from here.
Bye.